Hi everyone, welcome to Around the World Week. This is one of my favorite weeks because it's really important to learn about culture. Usually we can learn something from everyone, and there's a lot of cool things around in the world, and it's really fun to travel. So one of those things that we can learn is how to use chopsticks, which I have right here. So chopsticks are a tool just like the tools we have to eat. Here in America, we usually eat with forks, spoons, or knives. But in other places in the world, some people use chopsticks. So this will be a lesson on how to practice using chopsticks and learning about them. And I have some fun facts about chopsticks, so let's get to it. Did you know there's a National Chopsticks Day? And do you know what that day is? So National Chopsticks Day is actually February 6th. So now you know. Another fun fact is that it actually takes 50 different muscles from your arm, wrist, and fingers, and even shoulders to use chopsticks. So the next time you eat chopsticks, you could tell your parents, hey, did you know I'm working out? 1/3 of the world uses chopsticks, which is a lot of people. But did you know that chopsticks aren't created equal? That's something I just learned. So let's learn about the different kinds of chopsticks. I don't have all of them, so I'm just going to use this one as an example. So the Chinese, they use a longer kind of chopstick, and at the bottom, it's usually round. Okay, and it's usually made out of wood. And the Japanese actually use a shorter chopstick, and they have pointy ends. Okay, so it's not flat like this, it's pointed and sharp. It almost looks like a pencil. In Korea, their chopsticks are like the Japanese where they're shorter, but they're like the Chinese where they have rounded ends. And lastly, in Vietnam, their chopsticks look the most similar to the Chinese where they're longer and they have flatter ends. However, they also use chopsticks made out of plastic and other materials. So, those are the 4 different kinds of chopsticks. Can you guess what pair these would be if I broke them? Hold on, there we go. Do we think this is a Chinese style, Japanese style, Korean style, or Vietnamese style? And here's a hint, it's made out of wood. I'm gonna take a guess and say that it's more of a Chinese style because it's long and it has the rounded ends. So go ahead and take a look at your chopsticks at home. What kind of style do you think they are? Okay, so now we're going to do a quick activity to learn how to use our chopsticks and when to use them. There's not one way to just use your chopsticks. Do whatever's comfortable. Quickly, so for me, I like to hold mine like this. Okay, so I take this finger and I kind of put them right in the middle of the chopsticks, and then I pinch it with my pointer finger and my thumb. My thumb is on the bottom chopstick right here, and my pointer finger's at the top, but there are other ways to do it. Just find a way that works for you. So now let's talk about the materials I have in front of me that we're gonna practice with. And if you don't have the same ones, that's okay. You can grab similar items in your household, okay? So first, I have cashews in this container. I have rice grains in this container. In here, I have cotton balls. And I have a bunch of marbles. Okay, so that's an idea of how. Now let's talk about when. Sometimes to just know when to use your chopsticks, you just have to try it out and see if it works for you. If it doesn't work, probably don't use them. If it does, have fun. So first I'm going to take my cashews. Okay. And we are going to try to grab them. And this takes practice. If you can do it, you could probably use it. Okay, I'm going to put this here. Cashews are pretty small, but they're not the smallest things, and they're pretty thick. So this I thought would be a good idea to practice with. Okay, and I'm gonna put them back. We're gonna try smaller food. And these are rice grains. They are very small. So we'll see if we can do it. Sometimes it depends on how long you've been doing it. Let's see if I can take a single grain. Did anyone else do it? Can you guys see it? I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. Yeah, so able to do it. It's easier if I want to do rice, you know, preferably we cook it. And it's easier to take a bunch of them than to just do one. I'm trying to put these back. Okay, so this works. But that was tough. It would take me a long time to eat with small grains of rice. If we don't use chopsticks, what else can we use to eat rice? Some people use forks, some people use spoons. Here's a question. Can you use chopsticks with things that aren't food? And I'm gonna tell you that you can. Some people might say no, but this is how I learned how to use chopsticks, was that I practiced with things around my house. And a lot of those things that weren't food were bigger and easier to use. So, for example, we had the cotton balls. That was way faster. In fact, one fell out by itself. That's how easy it was. I'll do it again. And you try. Do you guys have cotton balls? Should be a little bit easier. Okay. Okay, so find another household item if you don't have marbles. But find anything and let's try it. Ah! Okay, even the rice was easier for me to do. Ooh, I got one. Got it. It fell though. Yeah, so some things are more difficult to use than others, and that's important because tools are very helpful when we're using it the right way. So I would say marbles aren't the easiest thing. Okay, I don't want it to jump out. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the cotton balls. Here's a game that we can play now that we know how to use our chopsticks and when to use our chopsticks. This game involves taking your grain of rice, and I have a timer on my cell phone. Okay, and I'm gonna set a 1-minute timer, and I'm gonna see how many single grains of rice I can put on this plate, and then I'm gonna count them in 1 minute. 1 minute and 1 minute is 60 seconds, and if I can do that, my goal is to do 60, but I don't think we're gonna do that. Ready, set, go. It's taking me like 10 seconds to do one. Okay, got 45 seconds left. No! If you grab 2, it doesn't count. Oh, that one flew away. Okay, halfway done. This is tough. 15 seconds. Guys, I don't think I'm gonna get to 60. 5 seconds. Okay. Here are the results. This is how I did. I have 19. I'm sure if I practice and do the game again that I will do a little bit better. And now it's your turn. Oh, so how'd you guys do? I hope you guys had fun with your chopsticks and you can incorporate them at your dinner table sometime. It's really helpful because one thing that makes the Chinese diet a little bit healthier is that they use chopsticks. Can anyone guess why? So, using chopsticks is a lot more slower than to use your fork or your spoon. So when we eat faster, with our spoons and our forks, we tend to eat more, and sometimes that can cause us to not know when we're full. So when we eat slower, we give our stomach and our brains time to process that we're full, and then we eat the right amount. So using chopsticks is very healthy. Okay? I hope you learned something today. Have fun, eat well, and see you next time.